basically, Zanzibar frames a lot of what it does around this idea of creating what it calls tuples. And tuples are a set of three values, basically the principal or the subject, the thing taking an action, the verb or permission it's trying to take the action on, and the object, like the ultimate resource that it's trying to act on. So a really good example of this is Jimmy wants to read this document, or Jake wants to write this document. Those are kind of examples of two different tuples. And the idea, the core idea behind Zanzibar is that if you store a bunch of these tuples someplace, you can actually follow them. So you can look at relationships that are created through these tuples to create a chain. And if you can find a chain from Jimmy to basically the permission on the particular resource, then you can determine whether or not he has access to something. So at a very high level, that's kind of the overall architecture. I think that the ability for folks to kind of use that as the foundation and then create structure from that. So we don't just allow people to write arbitrary tuples, but we actually give them what the paper calls a namespace configuration that limits what values can go into each section in the tuple. That actually lets you kind of create a schema of sorts to keep the structure of the overall database together. And what's super powerful about having that structure and having this kind of foundation is now you can start to make queries and understand this data in ways that you couldn't before, probably with how you're storing it in kind of your ad hoc systems. And you can build tools that understand this data and have more in-depth kind of like querying capabilities, or basically enforce assertions or help you understand and prove correctness in these systems. So I think if there's like kind of a major takeaway from a lot of the more modern research and authorization, it's actually like building out these second order tools that are going to help you build confidence in the models that you have and prove that you have a correct and sound system securing your software.